Welcome back. In the previous video, we covered Cloudflare settings and the general subdomain settings. In this video, we'll learn how to create subdomains using the individual creation method and the bulk creation form. Creating individual subdomains. Let's now see how to create subdomains individually. On the right side of the subdomain settings page, you'll see a section dedicated to creating categories and subdomains. You can use this function to create both normal WordPress categories and subdomains. Let's go through each field and understand what's required. Category or subdomain name. First thing you need is a category or subdomain name. This is the primary identifier for your subdomain and will appear in various places throughout your network. Slug. Next, you need a slug. If you leave this field empty, WordPress will automatically use the category name as the slug. The slug is what appears in the URL, so choose wisely. Parent category. For normal WordPress categories, you can select a parent category if needed. However, a subdomain doesn't support parent categories or parent subdomains, so this option is only relevant for standard categories. Description. Adding a description is only for your internal use. The description you enter here won't be visible anywhere on the front end. Use it to keep notes about the purpose or target audience of this subdomain. Tags. You can add tags using the tags field here. Tags are particularly important if you're building this Turbosubdomains project using multiple niches. Subdomains of the same niche can have the same tag, making organization much easier. All posts published in this subdomain will automatically receive the niche tag. You can use tags according to your specific requirements. Header and footer scripts. If you want to add custom scripts to the header or footer of your subdomain, you can use these functions here. You can add any scripts such as schema markup, analytics code, or other tracking scripts into the header and footer according to your preferences. Category content. Category content field is only applicable if you're creating a normal WordPress category. Subdomains don't need this field because the home page of the subdomain receives its content automatically from AI generation. Index now. Your new category or subdomain will be submitted for indexing using Index Now. You can enable or disable the indexing request using this checkbox. Keeping this enabled helps with faster discovery by search engines. Make subdomain checkbox. The next option is important. The Make Subdomain checkbox is checked by default, which means all the details you filled above will be used to create a subdomain. If you want to create a normal WordPress category instead, you need to uncheck this box. When unchecked, the details above will be used to create a normal category that's connected with your main domain, not a separate subdomain. Create user function. Create user checkbox helps you decide whether to create a WordPress user for this category or subdomain. This user will be assigned as the author of all articles published under this category or subdomain. When you click this checkbox to enable the user function, you'll see two options. First option is to use the category or subdomain name as the username. This means the username and subdomain name will be identical. The second option is to create a custom username. If you choose a custom username, you need to provide both the username and password for this user. Creating the subdomain. After setting up all the details for a subdomain or category, click the Add New Category button here. Please note that we may improve the user interface in the near future, so you might see this button labeled as Save Category or Subdomain instead. The subdomain creation process will be sent to background processes, and it may take a couple of minutes for the new subdomain to appear in the subdomains list. Understanding single versus bulk creation. Okay, you've now learned how to create a single subdomain using the function we just explored. But what if you want to create multiple subdomains at once? Let's move to the next two functions which facilitate bulk subdomain creation. However, before we proceed, it's important to understand a key difference. The individual creation function we just covered creates the category or subdomain only. Does not automatically create a content campaign for the newly created subdomain. You would need to create campaigns separately. The next two bulk creation functions are different. They not only create the subdomains but also create AI content campaigns automatically. This means you need to have your campaign data ready before using these functions. This makes the process much more efficient when setting up multiple subdomains. Bulk creation form overview. Let's now see the first option for creating subdomains in bulk. Let's go through the form and see what information we need. The form you're seeing here is a compact form designed to start subdomains and campaigns quickly. When we create a subdomain and its associated campaign, we need several key pieces of information: campaign name, subdomain or category name, the number of posts we want to publish through this campaign, how many days this campaign should run, a brief description about the topic you want to cover in this campaign, and image keywords. Let's examine what each field means in detail. Campaign name. As the field name indicates, this is the name of the campaign. Campaign name is only for internal use and does not affect article content or the subdomain itself. You can use any name you want, but we recommend using a specific name relevant to the subdomain name. This helps you identify which subdomain or category is connected with which campaign. Category name. This is the subdomain name which will be used in the subdomain URL, post URLs, author name, and other places throughout your network. Total number of posts. You need to enter the number of posts you want to create and publish with the content campaign. This campaign will be created immediately after the subdomain is created. Spread articles in days. You need to provide the number of days this campaign should run. For example, if you enter 75 here, the campaign will run for 75 days. The system will automatically schedule the articles evenly across this time period based on the total number of posts you specified. Brief description. This is the description to guide the AI system in creating the best possible content on your chosen topic. We recommend using multiple brief descriptions in the form of article titles as different variations of the topic. This ensures unique content in each article, as the system randomly selects one description from those provided. The AI system then generates article titles based on the selected description and creates content around that specific topic. Image keywords. Image keywords are used to search for images from Pixabay or Unsplash. These image keywords can also be used if you're using Runware or OpenAI to create AI-generated images. The system will use these keywords to find or generate relevant images for your content. So these are the main fields needed to create a campaign along with your subdomain. Creating campaigns for existing subdomains. If you want to create a campaign only for a subdomain that already exists, you need to toggle this button. When enabled, the data you enter will only create the campaign for the existing subdomain, not create a new one. Let's see how to do that. Here you can see all the fields are the same except the category name field. Instead, you have a drop-down menu to select an existing subdomain to which you want to add this campaign. After entering all the required information, click the Save Changes button to create the subdomain and campaign. If you've entered anything incorrectly in these fields, you can click the Reset button to clear all the fields and start over. Full form view with advanced options. Let's now see the full view of this form with additional options. You'll notice some extra fields here that give you more control over your campaign. Let's examine these additional fields. Start date. The first extra field is the start date. You can pick a date from this calendar. Campaign will begin on the selected date, allowing you to schedule campaigns in advance. Prompt set. Next, you see the field to select the prompt set. We generally use the default prompt set here, but if you want to use a different prompt set, you can select it from the drop-down. Prompt sets are explained in detail in the AI settings section, which we'll cover in an upcoming video. SEO keywords. The next extra field is SEO keywords. We generally keep this the same as the category name, but you can customize it based on your SEO strategy. Secondary SEO keywords. Next is secondary SEO keywords. Secondary SEO keywords can be used to create backlinks later with backlink campaigns. We generally use the anchor keywords provided by the client. You can use multiple secondary keywords by separating them with a pipe symbol. NAP or brand keywords. Next, you can enter NAP or brand keywords here. NAP stands for name, address, and phone. These keywords make the content more natural as the system inserts NAP-related keywords into the content using them in the subdomain name. Content toggle options. Next, you can see several toggle buttons. Let's see what each one does. These toggles enable different functions for the article sections. The Images toggle inserts images into each section of the article. In the same way, we have other toggles to include the outline, to include conclusion, TLDR or direct answer, key takeaways, comparison, case studies, FAQ, and quick reference sections. Number of sections. The next field is number of sections. This number determines how many sections will be created in each article. Complete content is divided into sections, and the number of sections depends on the number you enter here. Adding multiple rows. You can see here only one row to create a subdomain or add a campaign to an existing subdomain. However, you can use multiple rows to create multiple subdomains simultaneously using the Add button. If you want to remove a row, you can use the Delete button. What's next? In the next video, we'll explore the second bulk creation method using CSV upload, which is even more powerful for large-scale subdomain creation. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.